passion, performance. From the ignition and sensor specialists, NGK and NTK. Visit AutoZone.com for more details. Some restrictions may apply.
The feeling of drifting a car sideways, it is the ultimate form of car control.
It's the calm before the storm, and it's about to go down. It's going to be a dogfight. And clean start, here we go.
You take that breath and you kind of hold it for 1 split second. And then let's go, let's do this.
I think what the judges want is an all-out battle every single time.
Since I've been doing this for so long and I haven't won a championship, I've come close multiple times. You just got to do one event at a time, one day at a time, but do I want to? No.
Are you ready to send it?
That look on this face right there, that's game time. That's I'm going to try to take it all.
Look at that, Osbo. You can't count anybody out. Oh my goodness, holy banana cakes.
Oh my goodness, this will give you massive anxiety.
Jesus Christ, back up my blood flowing.
It's time to turn it up. We need to stay within striking distance of this championship.
I've won the championship twice now, 2015 and 2021. Going back to back will put me in a very elite club. I think we can do it.
Look at that.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
In my 1,000 horsepower competition drift car, I use Royal Purple XPR 5W50. XPR is specifically formulated to increase horsepower and torque in high performance and racing engines. And its revolutionary Cinerlic additive technology and zinc phosphorus fortified formulation provides the highest level of protection against heat and wear. The new 550 is all killer, no filler. It has better high temperature performance than any other 2050 engine oil. The result is a performance oil that protects like no other, utilizing superior base oils and additives. It's what sets Royal Purple apart from the rest, and what is also transferred down to their HPS high performance street oil, which is what I run in my daily drifter. So from here to here, all you get is extreme performance from the synthetic experts. Royal Purple.
Formula Drift is brought to you by BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Go for gold. Royal Purple, the official engine oil of Formula Drift, the synthetic expert. Rockstar, the official energy drink of Formula Drift. Look at this backdrop. What a beautiful sight this is, and what a sound. Some people love me, some people hate me. Regardless, I'm all up in your cerebellum right now, baby. But we are about to see a variety of drivers conquer, or the other driver's going to conquer them. Welcome to round 4 of the Link Engine Management Pro-spec Championship. That's right, round 4. It's a culmination of 1 season, 4 rounds within Pro-spec, and now we're going to see not only who wins this round, but who wins the overall championship. A brand new course for us in Pro-spec and Pro Utah Motorsports campus, Grantsville, Utah, just about 30 minutes away from downtown Salt Lake City. Again, I'm your host, Jared Dienda, proud to be here and working alongside a gentleman that is a busy man this weekend, judging, announcing, up in our ivory tower, Ryan Lontaine. Ryan, quote unquote, the fastest Formula Drift track we've ever seen. Is that correct? Are the numbers we're seeing?
The numbers are pretty high, Jared.
Okay.
Over 100 miles per hour. I don't know if it's the absolute fastest, but it's definitely fast.
It's fast. The wheel speed is fast. And I talked to Michael Essa just last weekend. We got to hang out in Colorado, actually, and he was talking about, he says, it's fast. The wheel speed is fast. I mean, they're probably hitting wheel speed, speeds. You're seeing triple digits. We saw 106 yesterday, but you got to think 130 wheel speed, 140 wheel speed, and they're ripping through this course. But what do you make of qualifying yesterday? Now here we are going into Pro-spec, but we saw qualifying both Pro-spec and Pro.
Yeah, we saw that the scores are very high at this track, especially in Pro yesterday. We saw, I don't know, what, 1590s or something like that? Exactly. 90 and above, I should say. So we had a lot of high scores. It's one of those tracks that lends itself well to a lot of on-throttle, close proximity in tandem, and really an ease of driving for both positions, lead and chase. So it's an ideal tandem track for sure.
So here are the drivers that are in for the championship. Robert Thorne, this gentleman comes out of nowhere, makes the debut. Was that New Jersey, I feel like it was, right? That was round 1 of Pro-spec, or there was one right prior to it? I apologize. Dmitry Brutsky. Can he go back to back to back? He is your defending champion. Again, he won in 21, he won in 20, and now can he do it here in 22? Brutsky. And then Evan Bogovic, you got to think, he's got Odi Bakshis in his corner, the S chassis. I mean, if you're a betting man, he won St. Louis. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, all these drivers, it's anybody's game here, but they're all performing at a high level. We saw some really great qualifying runs, and I think that is one indicator, but practice this morning, I think the level of competition this morning in practice is very, very high. So they stepped it up from practice, qualifying.
I'm going to cut you off here. That was Alex Jaeger, and the big thing about Alex Jaeger, not only is he 4th in kind of standings coming to this round, he has a bye run. He's going from 32 to 16, so like that's a big flex and a dunk on the other drivers. We do have 3 bye runs. And then don't forget this guy. That is Andy Haley. Right before that, I believe that was Derek Madison. Derek Madison up in the mix. But Andy Haley, he's in contention, but also he does have a bye run as well. He's 31 points out. Haley won the first round. That's what it was. Remember that? Haley won in Orlando. Right? That's what it was? It was Orlando. That's what it was. What? Are you for sure? Or no, you're trying to jog your memory. There's the top 5. Robert Thorne, again, just comes out of nowhere, that ASM vehicle, and they do such a good job. Dmitry Brutsky, like I said, defending champion. Evan Bogovic, who got the win most recently. Alex Jaeger, we talk about him. He has a bye run. And Derek Madison. D-Mads, and again, I saw D-Mads in Colorado last weekend. So Haley, you could see just behind him, only 31 points in 6th place. So there we see Casey Cole, notably our number 1 qualifier, not in contention of the overall championship, but that is you got to hold your head high, getting high qualifying at a track we've never been to.
Yes, exactly.
Andy Haley sitting there in 2nd qualifying position, and Alex Jaeger. But there's some big battles on hand, big tasks as we take a look from that burnout box. Our start chicane. Obviously, this is going inverse of the direction that the vehicles will be going in. Super excited. Showing up a little late yesterday. I apologize. I was in Detroit on Wednesday night, debuting the all-new Ford Mustang, and came in, saw Pro qualifying, but I understand and saw. I reviewed some of the Pro-spec qualifying. Andy Haley, Robert Thorne, Evan Bogovic. Those are your winners at each round. Who's going to win here in Utah? Casey Cole. Here it is, number 1 qualifier.
Hey, one of the interesting things about qualifying the finishes, just like in Pro, we've had 3 different winners in Pro-spec as well.
That's right, variety.
So both seasons, both championships, sorry. Yeah. So looking at the track here, looking for the smooth, Chris Ewell said, as the angle judge, set it and forget it through the track. So once you get it to angle in one corner, leave it. We don't want to see any movement in the front wheels. We don't want to see movement in the car. Transition the car, do a nice quick snappy transition. We want the car to be settled through the next corner as well.
That's right. These are the points. These are the points on the line. This is really important. More than ever, this is it. You know, we kicked things off in Orlando. We moved on to Jersey. We saw St. Louis, and now here we are in a brand new track. Those are the points that are at stake. And we talk about, you know, Andy Haley was just outside the top 5, 31 points. But guess what? He's got a bye run. So again, this is a good position. But Robert Thorne is the first race of consequence. Taking a look at Thorne, he's going against Richard Arvani. So we'll see how he fares, qualifying 25th. So Robert Thorne. So Derek Madison qualifying 27th, and I hung out with him in Colorado. Like I said, the car having a little bit of issues, so maybe elevation playing a role. The man's from St. Louis, you know, so coming up to higher elevation, hence the name. This is the Type S Elevated, presented by AutoZone, and also the FCP Euro Cup is up for grabs. And we have each round, but overall, the highest finishing European car running the FCP Euro logo, they could get the FCP Euro Cup. So those are your contenders.
So currently the championship standings, there's only 28 points separating first and fifth place.
Yep.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
In terms, like you were just showing the points that drivers can get at this round. Like you said, so important, those points. Every single point is going to count. What is it, 1 point separating first and second right now, I think?
Yeah.
But only 28 points from first to fifth.
And that's what it really comes down to. And we said there's no, we talked about that in pro, but there's no pushover battles like, oh, you know, I got it. Because one, it's you versus machine versus track, you versus machine versus the other dude's machine and the other dude or gal. But here we are taking a look at, walk us through the track. AutoZone, the outer zones and inner clips.
So this is the actual decel map that we developed based on data that we received from all of the pro cars that were out on track. So we give car numbers and times to Kevin, who then goes and gets the data from the cars, and then we compile that and make a decel map. So those two red sections on the track there are where the majority of drivers were having decels. Of course, you're coming in at 100 plus miles per hour, and you need to get down to whatever speed it is they go around the first corner, probably 70, 75 miles per hour. So there's a big decel there, and then there's one at outside zone 2 as well.
Taking a look at this track, beautiful site. I was telling Ryan Sage, this actually reminds me of Hampton Downs, which is a track in New Zealand. Mad Mike, he lives right on there. We're clearing up the track. You can see our BC Racing Go for Gold clipping points, but let's take a look at the GT Radial keys to success. And there we are, the keys to victory, because yesterday was success. Today, it's all about getting the victory.
Yeah, so the lead car needs to have a quick and accurate initiation. So we saw some trouble yesterday in qualifying where cars would not get to the right amount of angle for the first corner. That's important. Tight on those inside clips. We have 2 of them here, inside clip 1, inside clip 2. Inside clip 2 is a very high speed one, and that's one that sets you up for the last corner. You want to be mid-line from that inside clip until you get to outside zone 3, and then you want to fill all the zones fully. For the chase car, they need to maintain proximity from start to finish. The closer the better, all the way through this run. Match the lead car's smoke trail. So what I mean by that is the back of your car should be where the back of the lead car is, kind of matching your rear tires all the way through the course. We don't want to see the chase car being too far forward and stealing the line from the lead car. So really, really important for that as well.
Impeding that line, kind of going up. But it's going to be tough because that smoke trail, if you're bathing in it, your vision is absolutely impaired.
Well, the driver should be ahead of it if they're in the pocket, right? Just in the right spot through the entirety of the course. But of course, there are 2 transitions here on this track, and that's where you have to cross the smoke. That, of course, is a tricky thing to do. So the transitions are probably the trickiest parts of this track, because as you transition through the smoke, you're hoping that you're going to end up in the right spot when you come through the smoke, but sometimes you're not in the right spot, and you need to adjust, potentially avoid collisions as well, as that other car is maybe not where you expected it to be.
I'm kind of, previewing or seeing outer zone 2 to inner clip 2 being kind of a place of contention, and that's what you said, kind of going into that. When you transition, you could just throw yourself and set yourself up for failure as opposed to victory or to success. So.
And there's a decel zone in outside zone too, so that's going to add a little bit of flavor, let's say, to each run.
Smoky is the flavor. When we come back, we will see our first battle here, the Link Engine Management Pro-spec Championship. Jared Deanna, Ryan Lantain, we're your tour guides, and our other judges, Chris Yule and Brian Egger. When we come back here from Utah.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win, pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
We all know Royal Purple for their exceptional motor oil. They keep my 1,000 horsepower drift car going year-round. And they have an exceptional array of products that help keep your engine's fuel system running clean, powerful, and cool. Royal Purple Max Atomizer cleans fuel injectors to restore maximum flow and get back that fuel economy we all want. Max Clean is a state-of-the-art performance fuel system cleaner that deeply penetrates deposits in your fuel system. Max Clean cleans more parts in your engine and cleans them better. Royal Purple Max Boost is a high-performance octane booster and fuel treatment that helps increase the octane of your fuel. For real. Max Boost is an energy drink for your engine. Purple Ice reduces engine coolant temperatures. It helps prevent overheating and extends the life of your water pump. 4-Ways Purple can help your engine. Royal Purple Performance Products. Find them at an auto parts dealer near you.
All right, welcome back as we are about to go into our first head-to-head battle, the Link Engine Management Pro-spec Championship, Utah Motorsports Campus, uncharted territory, and we have branded this the Type S Elevated, presented by AutoZone, the final round of the Link Engine Management Pro-spec Championship. Link Engine Management is the spec ECU, and the Link ECU provides on-site remote technical support. They have their products in Pro-spec and Pro, and this is basically developed a spec firmware for FD to help basically, you know, even out the playing field and make the Link ECU Pro-spec series more about the drivers than their budget. So the spec firmware actually removes features that can be used as driver aids, which places more focus on the driver's abilities and not just kind of overpowering with the equipment. So pretty awesome there. So thank you to Link Engine Management, the official title sponsor of the Pro-spec Championship, as we enter our GT Radio Top 32, the official tire of the Pro-spec Championship. You can see all the twists and turns here, even the Rallycross jump. I was here last year announcing Nitro Rallycross, and the cars actually fly over that hip. A lot of weeds there now, but as we take a look, Chris Yule, Ryan Lantain, and Brian Eggert, we're up here in the tower, in the booth. Again, Ryan Lantain next to me. He you know, his priority is essentially judging. That's your priority. And then I really think it's been a great asset and a tool. I'm calling you a tool right there, where we get immediate feedback from you in regards to the outcome.
Happy to be a tool at your disposal.
Dmitry Brutsky's got a lot on the line, and again, we talk about that championship coming into this round of competition. You know, he's going for, you know, his motto is never settle. He picked up the Drift HQ sponsorship this year, which Drift HQ has been really supportive of him. But, you know, Dmitry seems calm. He seems cool. How are we doing? Dmitry feeling confident. Again, going for the back-to-back, two-back. Can he make it a three-peat here in Utah? That is TBD. And again, we have an action-packed day. We will actually complete all of ProSpec today, and then leaving all of Pro independently tomorrow. Here we go, our first battle. Austin Mata. It don't matter right now for Mata as he's going against Kelsey Rawlings, but Kelsey would love to play spoiler, going against Shakopee, Minnesota zone. Austin, 28 years old. Kelsey Rawlings, originally from Orlando, Florida. She's piloting her Ford-powered S chassis. Austin, a very aggressive driver, kind of really has a no-risk kind of attitude, just really throws caution to the wind. So here we go. We are seeing our first battle, and Austin will lead, and this should be a fairly equally matched battle, given that Austin qualified 16th and Kelsey qualifying 17th. All right, so as a hush falls over the crowd, a nice casual Friday out here. Beautiful weather. The sun kind of shines onto the track the entirety of the day, and then it gets really in our face. This is an all-day event as opposed to a night event, so it's great. We're making an awesome event. Here we go. Austin initiates, and then now you're going to tighten it up here, and we go into the outside zone. Going to transition now into outside zone 2, and then into that inside clip 2. Bringing her around. You see Kelsey Rawlings actually taking a tighter line, and that's going to really, oh no, and Kelsey Rawlings transitions and comes to a halt and goes off course, spins out. So unfortunately, Kelsey in that chase position, I was complimenting her there going to inside clip 2. She was actually tighter and avoiding that smoke trail. So I think that was the right approach, but unfortunately on transition, snapped, came around, and Kelsey is stranded, and that's going to be an incomplete for Kelsey.
Yes, it is, Jared. So as we look at this replay, the proximity started out pretty well from Kelsey. You can see that she's pretty much right there with Mata coming through inside clip 1. Mata was off of inside clip 1. Did a good job in outside zone 1, though. Right here, Mata does an okay job in outside zone 2, but Kelsey's way inside. Both of them missed that inside clip number 2, but right here, like we were talking about earlier, coming through the smoke, Kelsey over-rotates. Mata goes a tire off there, but gets it back onto the pavement before he gets to the gravel portion of the track there, and didn't drop a tire in the dirt, which can always cause havoc in anybody's car. So right there you can see Kelsey just missing the outside zone 2 area, but the major mistake that Kelsey made was right here, over-rotating as Mata enters outside zone 3. Mata did a great job in zone 3, by the way. They filled it almost all the way. Just had a tire off right at the beginning.
All right, let's go down to Lorette Nickel, another member of our broadcast team. Lorette.
Hey guys, Dmitry Brutsky has been having a whole host of problems this weekend already. Yesterday, his intercooler blew up, pumped up the tire pressure because he had no power to get around to the track. Today in practice, his car was overheating and he had a misfire issue due to a melted plug for the fan. Team has their issues resolved before top 32, and Dmitry is smiling and says it's because he has the best team. He's ready for battle.
Right on. Thank you, Lorette. Some great insight there on our defending Pro-spec champion, and he's going for a 3rd title, but he currently sits in 2nd behind an FD Pro-spec rookie of Robert Thorne in that ASM BMW. Kelsey Rawlings sitting on a deficit right now. She needs to put down a solid run, and she needs Austin to make a major mistake because of her large mistake there. But
restart?
Looks like a restart. Is that due to Austin or Kelsey? I didn't see. We'll find out there. Didn't know if Kelsey maybe left the line early. Didn't see a cone hit, did you?
It would have to be a light issue then, because Kelsey's the only one that could trigger a restart as a lead driver.
Correct. Yeah. All right, so again, I would have to assume without seeing cones being knocked over, regardless, it is a restart. So the lead driver needs to wait till you can see there's kind of a light pod, a light tower in between the drivers, and the lead driver cannot leave until the lights extinguish. So once it goes dark, that's when it means green to go. But the chase car, notably, can leave before that lead car leaves the start line. So restart happens, Kelsey Rawlings, and it looks like, there we go. Lights extinguish, there we go. As long as the cone isn't hit, it's go time. And there we go. All right, Kelsey Rawlings out front. You can see the speed clock there, 80, getting into the 90s, 89 just outside. Now comes in tight there. Ooh, takes it out. That's, you know, just barely nicking it, filling that outside zone. Outside zone 2, look out. Comes in hot and rotates.
And Mata avoided the contact.
That was good. I mean, unfortunately, Kelsey on her transitions is just having too many issues. So that's just handing the victory over to Shakopee's own Austin Mata. As it don't matter, yes it does matter, because the tire stacks S chassis will advance on, and Austin will be going against Casey Cole, who has that bye in that first round. So congratulations, Austin. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, but just let's take a look at it. We got some time. We'll take a look at the replay. What went wrong for Kelsey, and unfortunately just having a bit of bad luck there for Kelsey Rawlings.
Yeah, it looks like the car snapped on rotation just too aggressively, and she over-rotated the car. Mata in the chase position just over-rotated his car as well to avoid contact. So you can see here from the FPV drone, just look at the way the car rotates. Just gets to too much angle too quickly, and she's unable to catch the car.
Right.
It over-rotates, she goes off track. And then watch Mata in the chase position. You can see him just get the car to rotate as well, trying to get the car slowed down. He's just on the brakes, hoping for the best at that point. So you can see right there, he realizes you see all the wheels locking up, and he's just trying to keep the car off of her car, basically. You don't want to get any collision, but that was pretty close. It was only 5 feet away, maybe.
Yeah, that was close. So
good for him.
Slide him left for Austin, right for Kelsey Rawlings, and obviously you know the answer there. Austin Mata gets the win, and he will advance on. All right, taking a look here. We are one battle down, but keep in mind we are not showing you the buy runs. The buy runs we do not run in top 32. We just advance on for the just the flow of the show. And here is the gentleman who's currently leading the pack in the FCP Euro Cup is he leading the FCP? Yes, he is. So first race of consequence, Richard Advani, the HP Chasers, Corvette, and Robert Thorne, a very accomplished racer from sports car, McLaren, and now again Robert Thorne comes out swinging, gets that victory at our was that New Jersey? Was it? No,
New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. Thank you. But yeah, FCP Euro Cup, $10,000 grand prize. The leaderboard right now, Robert Thorne, but only 1 point separates Thorne and Brudsky. 1 and 2 in the championship, and of course 1 and 2 in that FCP Euro Cup. Given that they are running BMWs, you can see the FCP Euro Cup logo on that back bumper of Dmitry Brudsky. So we'll see who comes out on top. $10,000 winner take all, highest finishing European vehicle. Robert Thorne pulling up to the line. Advani, you can see him warming up his tires. We are warming up his GT radials as the official spec tire of the Pro-spec Championship. So just talking more about the FCP Euro Cup, it's $1,000 credit for, it's a purse, so every round of competition, but the big thing is the FCP Euro Cup. Also, Royal Purple does have a $2,000 grand prize leaderboard, and just given where the stance is, Robert Thorne, Dmitry Brudsky, and Derek Madison 28 points behind. So that's courtesy of Royal Purple, the official lubricant of Formula Drift. Robert Thorne on the start line, Advani in the chase position. Here's the first run. Just some of the gravel got onto the track, needed to make sure it blew off when Austin and Kelsey went off the track. We are locked and loaded, and course should be clear in just a moment, making sure that it's ideal for our drifters. Again, that outside zone 2. And it looks like he's backing it in, and we will be good to go. So Brudsky, with all those issues yesterday, taking a look at the phone in the cockpit, he is very He's an Advani fan right now. Let's just say Dimitri is definitely an Advani fan. He says, hey, take him out, because that would just better his chances of winning the championship. This has huge implications here. Robert Thorne, an FD rookie, coming in hot. Big angle there. Advani almost mimicking it, but you can see him. Oh, wow, look at that. I thought he was going to overshoot it, but he brings it back in all the way to the outside zone 2. Goes Thorne now into that inside clip. Good transition from him. Could be a little closer on the inside clip. Advani, see him using all the course now, coming that last outside zone. Thorne gets out there, and there we go. Look at that bird's eye view. You see Advani coming up short. I know horsepower-wise, you know, he built that thing in his house in Riverside, California, and Thorne ASM, they are very accomplished in the GLTC world, in time attack, and Thorne, an accomplished wheelman himself. So let's take a look at this again, getting all the angles with this high-speed entry.
Yeah, you can see here Robert Thorne definitely has an advantage after this first run, just based on where his car was positioned, how well he achieved the zones. Look at how well he did in zone 1, zone 2. Right there is where it fell apart a bit for Advani. He didn't make it out to outside zone 2, was wide on inside clip 2, and then outside zone 3 was really nowhere to be found, as you can see Thorne in the lead, running an awesome line through outside zone 3, and Advani almost straightened, potentially straightened before the finish line there. So Advani now, as he goes into the lead position, is going to need to run a killer lead run. He's going to have to be very precise, hitting all the zones, and he's going to have to hope that Thorne makes some errors in the chase position behind him. You can see Brutsky looking at the replay right now, probably watching live stream. He's nodding.
Wow, hey, real quick, I just put this into perspective right now, taking a look at the bracket. If Thorne wins, Brutsky wins, they'll meet in the 16. Ooh. Yeah. So that's huge right there. And that really shake things up early on for that championship. So again, woof, the plot thickens. Look at that. Oh, here's a can of worms. You want to go ahead and open that? There you go. Here we go. Advani will now lead. Now, this is where it gets hairy. This is where, you know, him being a rookie, him being a wheelman, awareness is key. High-speed entry. You know, Advani seemed a little, and I know he's a little down on horsepower compared to maybe that of Thorne, but this is where you need to pull all of it out here. Final round, leave it all on the track, 97 miles per hour. Advani gets into the gravel a little bit, flirts with the edge of the course, and goes way off course, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it, because here's the deal. Thorne doesn't even need to complete this, because once that lead car goes off course, that's going to be incomplete. Chase car does not need to finish out the rest of the course. But I'll tell you what, this is a good opportunity for him to practice against somebody in less than ideal line. So I think that was a wise, smart approach for Thorne to kind of say, okay, I'll finish it out. He could have shut it down, but unfortunately with Advani going off course, Robert Thorne gets the win, man. So Dimitri knows one step closer to that championship for Thorne.
Yeah, you can see there Thorne really positioned himself well, was very patient at outside zone number 1. So as Advani initiates, you can see he's way wide of inside clip 1, and that sends him 4 wheels off at outside zone 1. But right there, Thorne just says, I'm going to hang out the zone here and wait for you to come back, and then gets right back online, mimicking where Advani's going. That is exactly what a chase driver should do in that scenario. So perfect job from Thorne, and look, he's offline in the lead position, but in the chase, Thorne's right there with him. So that's truly putting on kind of like a master class as to what to do in the chase position behind somebody who's making some errors in the lead.
Robert Thorne, he's making a call, and the question is, will Dimitri Brutsky answer? So I'm going to pick it up. Hello, who's this? Yeah, Robert Thorne. He's moving on, top 16. And again, it's Brutsky versus Wadman in the next battle. Dimitri would love to just make quick work of Wadman, but Wadman is no pushover. He qualified 24th. Dimitri Brutsky even down with that intercooler issue. He says pumping up the tires. You know, again, unfortunately, I was not here, but taking a look at it, you know, the qualifying yesterday, you said he didn't seem like the normal Dimitri Brutsky that we've seen.
No, the speed was definitely not there, and that was an issue. You know, for the style judge, it was an issue for us overall, but he was offline in a couple of places. You could just tell the car wasn't 100%. You know, we had attributed it to some left foot braking, but immediately realized that's not right because we can't see brake lights.
Right.
So it was definitely something to do with the car, and that's what he explained to us. So.
All right, here's the big Brian Wadman going against our 2-time and defending Pro-spec champion. So Wadman, that Liqui-Moly S chassis, you can see the horsepower difference, but it's the confidence that I think is really going to be the X factor here. Just getting comfortable, going high speed. How are they going to throw down? Let's see. Again, that two-time and defending champ. There's Robert Thorne. He knows he's got the victory. Congratulations. Robert Thorne gets the win and advances on. And right now, Brudski and Wadman, the ASM team watching on. Brudski, Drift HQ, Mr. Never Settle. It's on the front of his vehicle, it's on his chest. He wears that proudly like a badge of honor, and he does hold those back-to-back titles. And Robert Thorne still, yeah, he is leading the championship coming in. And here we go, Dmitry Brudski. See how he handles this, see if the car's 100. Goes in, good initiation by both the drivers. Now into that inside clip, what do we got here? Outside zone 1, Wadman buried in the smoke. Outside zone 2 goes Dmitry Brudski. Up to this point, he's doing everything he needs to do. Could have been a little closer on the inside clip. Wadman nowhere to be found. Just back quite a few lengths. Now seeing that perspective there, looks like Dmitry did exactly what he needed to do. Could have dialed it in a little bit, but I think it's a safe and tempered approach versus, you know, you can't win the championship, you can't win the event in 32. Go each head-to-head battle.
Where are they going?
Yeah, where's Wadman going? I think he's just
so looking at the replay, I did see a bobble, I think, from Brudski in the lead right there as he went by inside clip 1, but he managed to keep the car in drift. Missed outside zone 1 slightly, but in the chase position, Wadman is running a tighter line. You can see that he's off proximity, and he's doing what he can to try to gain back proximity. Right there, he doesn't compromise on line until about midway through the zone, but you can see in the lead position there, Brudski was doing a good job in the lead of putting his car where it needed to be. So right there was that correction from Brudski in the lead. Wadman does an okay job on 1, but misses outside zone 2. As they come around to inside clip 2, this is where Wadman starts to really fall off.
Yep.
And he missed inside clip 2, had a bit of a bobble on transition there as well, going to outside zone 3. And then he's inside slightly compared to what Brudski was doing. So
yeah.
Wadman's going to have to put together a pretty solid lead run and hope that Brudski makes some similar mistakes in his chase.
You can see Brudski has the power. He has what it takes. Now again, chasing him down. This is very reminiscent. So the big elephant in the room is Brudski and Thorne. If Brudski gets this win, they'll meet in top 16. And coming into this round of competition, we saw the point standings and what's at stake here. So let's see if kind of that comes to fruition. Our 1 and 2 in points could meet in top 16. And taking a look, it's they're separated by 1 point.
1 point, yeah.
One stinking point.
And they're
and keep in mind, Bogovic, he's only 6 points behind. Here we go. Wadman out front. See what kind of speeds. Again, that is not a judge criteria. It's just for sensationalism, showing you how fast they are actually going. Look at this, Brudski, Mr. Never Settle, living up to it right now. Kind of off of that second outside zone, but now tightens it up. See him pushing around that front bumper. That might come into play. Hopefully it doesn't. Brudski loses that front bumper. He takes a way shallower line. Oh no, big implications here for Brudski. Looks like Wadman does get into the gravel, but man, Brudski, he's just popping parts all over the place, shedding weight via the front bumper, and that could have really been worse because, I mean, we've seen it over the years where those bumpers get under the front tires and it acts like almost like a bobsled and just kind of shoots them off. So that might have done a little. Let's take a look at it again.
All right, looking at it from the eye in the sky. At initiation, you can see that Brudski is within good proximity. Brudski does hit inside clip number 1. Brudski makes sort of the same mistakes that Wadman was making in his chase position. Brudski does use it to his advantage to gain some proximity, but right here as they go to outside zone 3, Wadman has a little bobble there, but Brudski's way inside at that point in time. He's not on the same line, but he's actually worse in terms of line than Wadman was in his chase position going through that same zone. So it's going to come down to really comparing mistakes here. Looking at that outside zone 3 from the FPV drone as the bumper flies off, you can see that Brudski's way inside there, while Wadman's doing a decent job through the second half of outside zone number 3.
Ryan, this is huge right now, and just taking a look at the mistakes that were made, what was going on. I think it all kind of plays a role. So are they going one more time? Did Dimitri get the loss? Is Wadman? So it looks like Dimitri gets the win. Is that what I'm seeing there? Because Ryan, I looked over your shoulder one more time. So Dimitri Brutsky gets the win and advances on. So maybe you want to throw your headset on over there. Do you have a headset there, Brian Eggert? We'll take a look, and Brian Eggert, that's huge. Dimitri Brutsky advances on. He goes against Robert Thorne. Your justification, both you and Chris said Dimitri gets the win.
Yeah, it was close. Looking at the second run there where Wadman started off, he did good in the first half of the course, and then he kind of just fell apart when he hit interclip. They got the area of interclip 2. He took it wide, and then
just want to make sure that, I'm not sure if they're picking up your audio. Just want to make sure you're going to house, but you're going to the live stream, I believe. So, Brian, keep on elaborating there, if you will.
Yeah, so Wadman did good the first half. Once he got to interclip 2, he kind of took it wide and then did shallow going through outer zone 3. Watching Brutsky go, he just did a sloppy chase where had Wadman not made the mistakes, I probably would have gone for one more time, but he ended up having the same amount of mistakes on that second run where I feel like he kind of evened out, and then I went back to the first run and gave it to Brutsky for that lead.
Right on. All right, thank you so much, and we heard that there. So, all right, so going to TLO, Tommy Lemaire, and going to Human Rahimi, but TLO from Canada does call his competition timeout. TLO.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yes. Oh no. Oh no. TLO. So comp timeout. Yep. So.
He was having power steering issues that were rearing their head from the previous round of competition, so maybe it has something to do with that.
And so reviewing what's going on here between the judges, and again, so Dimitri Brutsky and Thorne will meet in top 16. Now, keep in mind, whoever advances on is gaining a position over the other in a major way. Right now, separated by 1 point, obviously Thorne, who is just 1 point above Brutsky, that's going to be huge.
It sounds like it's a NOS bottle issue with Lemaire, so they're going to try to get that rectified.
All right, so TLO having some issues with the nitrous. Get that rectified. Yeah. All right, so should be seeing Blake Olsman. Yeah, there we go. So there is Tommy Lemaire back in the pits, seeing what's going on. These are the temporary, these are the hot pits where, there we go, the NGK competition timeouts. Do spark plugs timeout? Yes, they do. That's why you need to replace them with NGK spark plugs. NGK does, again, replacement prevents fouling and provides the best engine performance. It ensures less repair time and can save you money on unnecessary repairs. Visit ngksparkplugs.com to learn more about OE suggested spark plug intervals and find the best plug for your engines. NGK, the ignition specialist. Look at that, already pulled up to the line. Our next pair, we'll revisit TLO and Human Rahimi, but this is Blake Olson and pretty Ricky Hoffman. All right, Blake Olson initiating, coming to us from Las Vegas. Good initiation there by Blake. Big angle there. Nice, very fluid line from Blake Olson. Ricky Hoffman back a few lengths, quite a few lengths now coming into that second inside clip. Can Blake tighten it up? And yes, he does. Well done there from Blake Olson. Ricky Hoffman, some shimming in that chase position. Blake digging deep. Look at that. Really well done. Probably the best run I've seen from Blake this year. He's had a little bit of struggles here and there, having some issues, but he puts it all together, so well done. All right, let's take a look. Here's our United States Air Force replay.
Yeah, Blake Olson, like you said, did a great job in the lead. In the chase position there, you could see that Hoffman actually initiated right at that last cone, which we haven't seen many people do, but I guess he was taking the opportunity as that is the latest initiation point. You can see huge understeer from Hoffman approaching inside clip 2, which would be an incomplete because of the loss of drift through that area. You can see those front wheels were almost at full crank to the right, and he was just pushing that whole front end approaching inside clip 2. So let's see if we can see it from this replay. Kind of hard through the smoke.
Right there.
Yeah. And then he does get the car back to, there it is. There it is. Huge, huge understeer.
Huge understeer.
Yeah. So that'll be an incomplete from Ricky Hoffman in the chase. Now, Blake Olson did a pretty killer lead run.
That was good.
Online everywhere, on throttle, no issues whatsoever there. So Hoffman in the lead now needs to run as good as, excuse me,
as good as Blake did.
Right,
There's
as
one
Blake
right
did in his lead run.
Yeah.
And hope that Blake makes a mistake on his chase. That is the only way that this can go positively for Hoffman at this point. So he has a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, and that seems to be the trend so far of what we've seen is, the higher qualifying driver leads first, and I think that's the ideal scenario. But once we start to kind of, forge into the 16 and the 8, you'll really see kind of, who's really going to rise, because it is this being the highest speed track we've seen all year. Pro-spec only being full rounds, every turn, every clip, every zone, every burning of those tires counts. With it just being kind of this condensed championship, and we purposely have created only 4 rounds as opposed to 8, just for budgetary, again, creating. We know that spec is, pro-spec is kind of a step into going pro if you choose to do that. We've seen Dmitry Brutsky choose to stay within pro-spec, and it's paid off for him. He's in contention for what could be his 3rd championship, but right now it's all about Ricky Hoffman and Blake Olson. Ricky Hoffman, let's see how he handles it, goes and initiates. He had some struggles, but 95 miles per hour, no struggle here. You can see that wire care S chassis. Let's see if Blake Olson can hold it together. He's up in the smoke. Now goes from that second outside zone to inside clip 2. Big angle there from Ricky. A lot more dialed, but Blake, can he handle it? Not seeing the smoke. Does he get blinded? Ricky Hoffman delivers. Ricky Hoffman does show up, but I'll tell you what, Blake, he kept it together and didn't have that big, let's just call it an incomplete compared to what Ricky did.
Yeah, comparatively, looking at an incomplete from one driver and none from the other sort of sets things up for an easy outcome, let's say. So watching the replay, Ricky does much better in the lead than he was doing in the chase. It seems like with that clean air ahead of him, he just has the vision of what's going on ahead of him, and he doesn't have a car obstructing his view. But you can see Blake Olson in the chase there, positioning his car really well, mimicking what Ricky's doing in his lead run. Now Ricky does pretty well on most of the zones. As he gets into zone 3 there, you can see that Ricky leaves the zone a little bit early. He doesn't fill all of outside zone 3, but Blake Olson's right there behind him.
All right, let's make it official. Blake Olson gets the victory. Blake Olson gets the victory. Hey, a reminder for the fans that are here in the building, if you want to experience what it's like to ride in a drift car, D-Spirit Garage and the School of Opposite Law are set up in the West Paddock with pro drivers giving ride-alongs until 4 p.m. today. So head west through the paddock to GP Garage 27 to sign up for a ride with a pro over in the West Paddock. Also, there is the Pros Before Bros on Sunday here at this track. So if you want to come back, get an action-packed drift weekend. It's also Full Track Friday at the Kart Center. $35 per session. Come over, enjoy the biggest outdoor kart track in the Rocky Mountain region. All right, we got some fans in the stands. Thanks for joining us out here. Casual Friday. Our GT Radio Top 32 continues. And we go back to TLO. Tommy Lamary changed out the nitrous bottle. Lorette Nickel just sent me a message and said, change out the nitrous bottle. Hopefully that remedies it. Human Rahimi, that LS Power Nissan Z. He will be leading. Human qualifying TLO will lead. I apologize. Tommy Lamare qualifying 4th in that M-Spec chassis. He's the only Human. You can see Rahimi in that Nissan Z.
Good.
All right, here we go. TLO out front. The M-Spec vehicle, 94 miles per hour on initiation. Human Rahimi diving in, cutting the inside line. Let's see if that pays off for him. TLO, good transition from him. You see some wavering there. And you talked about, the judge's perspective. Chris Yule saying, set it, forget it. You see Human kind of making some corrections. Now in that last outside zone, TLO, he started a little shallow, then went deeper, but Human Rahimi way off of that final outside zone. That's going to hurt him.
Yeah, let's check out the replay. See what happened out there. I think they both did okay. Human may have had a couple of errors, but I'd like to see it from the drone to catch absolutely everything, because you can't hide from the drone.
No.
Nice flick there from TLO in the lead. You can see Human in the chase making a couple of bobbles there. TLO just touches that line. Human does the same on zone 1, but zone 2, Human misses, whereas TLO gets in it. In the chase position, Human makes a bit of a compromise there on line and hits the inside clip 2 marker, and outside zone 3, TLO is on that zone. He's all the way in it, and you can see that in the chase position, Human was not in outside zone 3. So right there is the first error, big error that Human made on line. The second one is right there, taps inside clip number 2, and on the transition to outside zone 3, you can see that Human made a slight compromise there as he went inside and wasn't going all the way wide.
Right there, that's Amanda Sorensen. Amanda Sorensen in the mix.
Some hand-eye.
Yeah, some hand-eye coordination. Yeah, she'll be going against Licklider later. So Amanda Sorensen, one of 2 females competing in competition. Now let's change the order here. Human will now lead. And like I said, you know, this seems to be the trend. This seems to be the trend with that higher qualifying driver going first, getting the clean air, putting down a safe run, but it's also telling, you know, the spotter saying, hey, this might be a point of contention of where Human's maybe gonna have some difficulty, maybe pedal it back here. You know, does he have the horsepower? And that's, you know, that horsepower difference that really comes into play with this being such a high-speed course.
That is correct, yeah. That's something that we haven't had to contend with in the Pro-spec series this season yet.
So Human will be out front. All right, Tommy Lemaire. Here we go. Here goes Human Rahimi out front, 97 miles per hour. That LS-powered Nissan. You can see him. You see the car. Oh boy, Human. I mean, he was all over the red and white, and that 3 off. Let's take a look. And now he's going to finish it out. I think it's wise for Tommy Lemaire to complete this run, even though this is where it gets really difficult in that chase position. You know, dropping tires, throwing some gravel.
Yep.
And this could be a. Want to take a look at that drone. We call it the truth serum, all telling, the eye in the sky.
Yeah, thankfully the drone is our first view here. Looking at the initiation, they both did a good job there. TLO's really close. You can see some bobbles and some understeers from Rahimi in the lead. That could have potentially been 3 wheels off. Those 2 rumble strips. So outside zone 1 has 1 rumble strip, normal rumble strip, and then there's another set of rumble strips next to the original set of rumble strips. And we've said that the first rumble strip is cool. You can put your tires on that, but if you go beyond that first rumble strip, it is going to be considered wheels off. So that is not a good place to be putting your car through that corner.
Look at that, thumbs up from Dmitry Brutsky. Yeah, I mean, this is really great, and the championship on the line. So TLO and Human Rahimi, let's lock it in. TLO, Tommy Lemaire gets the win in that M-spec. So Rich Whiteman and Davis, Jack Davis called a competition timeout. So Rich Whiteman. All right, so again, our next battle was to be Whiteman versus Davis, but Davis has called the competition timeout. That means Rudy Hansen and Bystrack and Hansen will be our next battle. Now coming into that burnout box, that is Bystrack. Rudy Hansen already on the line. And there we go, Hansen and Bystrack. All right, so there we are looking at Rudy Hansen, Pocatello, Idaho. And Mr. Bystrack are about to throw down for this next battle. In the Pedal Commander burnout box, taking a look, pulling them up. So already, we are officially halfway at the point. We're halfway through because, again, we have 2 more bye runs, which you're not going to see. Andy Haitley and Alex Jager. They are already advancing on into the Royal Purple Top 16.
And Matthew Bystrack. You can see Bystrack kind of, I believe he's back there quite a bit. He's going to pace himself. Yeah, look at that. So he's setting up and he's lined up. He's allowed to do that.
Yep.
But you know, in that chase position, you kind of want to time it perfectly, because we're not looking for a drag race. Bystrack, look at that on a wide swing. Interesting line, 92 miles per hour from Rudy Hansen out front. Bystrack taking that wide and then kind of going tight, then goes in wide. We'll see if that pays off for Bystrack. Rudy Hansen absolutely pulling away. So Bystrack maybe thinks he's at a deficit here from horsepower-wise, or maybe feels confident, but a very shallow line by Bystrack all over, but Rudy Hansen on that right line, and he does get into the gravel, but Bystrack having a lot of difficulty there in that chase position. You know, qualifying 21st, going against Rudy Hansen, who qualified 12th. Let's back it up and see what it looks like from different perspectives. Here we go.
All right, as they approach the initiation, it looks like in the chase position there, Bystrack is being pretty brave right away. You can see he's really, really close, but then he falls off as soon as they get by inside clip 1. He's off of outside zone 1, and looks like he has some angle issues here approaching inside clip 2. Keeps the car at angle, it seems like, but his proximity is way off. His line is way off as well. You can see approaching outside zone 3. He's way, way, way inside. Not where you want to be as a chase driver when the lead driver is out and outside zone number 3. So that'll be a pretty serious error from Bystrack in the chase position.
Look at this, Bogovic. He's only 6 points behind the lead right now. That Pedal Commander S chassis is in contention. You know, we saw him get the win. And Bogovic, the car 313, is on field suspension. That vehicle, very proven. Odi Bakshish, you know, that took him to some great victories and wins over the years. And Rudy Hansen revved the engine as he went past, but right now, not running. So unfortunate turn of events there for Rudy Hansen. And you know, saw the thumbs up when they go counter course, they have to go kind of back the inverse. So don't know what happened with Hansen. He revved the engine, thumbs up, but then just as he went a little further down the course, he's got issues. Rut-row, Rudy. All right, sounds like a great time to go down to Lorette Nickel, who is with that contender. Lorette.
Yeah, thank you so much. Evan Bogovic yesterday had a pretty scary event happen. What went on?
We had a power steering line burst, which caused a little bit of fire under the hood. Not a huge deal. We were able to get it out. The track officials came right away, like faster than I even got out of the car, and put it out and got the car back over here. Took us about an hour to fix it because we had to take the whole blower off, so we missed a good amount of practice. So we ended up only being able to turn about 2 laps on the track, which kind of sucked. So by the time we got back out, we basically were into qualifying, and that was the only run we got. So we were lucky to put down a 75, which landed us in 11th place. And yeah, so.
Yeah, a lot of work with your team getting the car ready. Evan, of course, is looking for that championship. He is going to be taking it battle by battle. If he can't take that championship, he's going for the win today. Mark his words.
All right, here we go. So we are seeing back to the start line. Bystrack will lead. Rudy Hansen looks like he's back up and running. 78 miles per hour, no, 90, excuse me, I apologize. Looks like it eclipsed there, but it did not. 90 miles per hour from Bystrack out front. Rudy Hansen tucks in aggressively in that second outside zone. Now, see how he handles that second inside clip. Both of them, Rudy Hansen doing a good job. I think this is going to be the real indicator, leaving it fresh in the judge's mind. Bystrack, big angle. Rudy Hansen taking a shallower line, but I like the proximity. It showed that he wasn't kicking back. He knew he had a major advantage because where Bystrack was, he was like practically on the inside of the apex, as opposed to, you know, not as deep Hansen compared to Bystrack, but I think that was a good approach.
Yeah, so as they come up to the initiation point, they're nice and close. Rudy Hansen's right behind him. As they get the cars to angle, again, Rudy Hansen's right there, nice and close. Good job in outside zone 1. Rudy Hansen, I believe, leaves outside zone 2 early, trying to make some compromises there to gain proximity. He's on the same line coming through inside clip 2. And as they transition for outside zone 4, you can see Bystrack doing a decent job at the beginning of outside zone 3. Falls kind of off there near the latter half, but does a good job in the first part. And Rudy Hansen's right there with him, really working on that proximity game. but needs to adjust going forward his line so that he's matching better. But he makes the compromises in the right places and then gets back online really quickly. So if you're going to make compromises, this is the way to do it. This is the way we generally tell drivers in the briefing. We say, if you're going to make that compromise, make it short, make it quick, get back online. And he did a good job there.
All right, here we go. Scores are in. Hansen and Bystrak. Let's slide them left for Hansen. Yeah, just unfortunately for Bystrak, that's just a real telling sign. You know, just couldn't hang with them on that last outside zone. So Rudy Hansen advances. Pocatello, Idaho zone. Hansen gets the win. So the next battle was to be, again, our number 2 qualifier versus number 31 qualifier, but we again have 3 bye runs. So Andy Haitley, who is in contention for that championship, just 30-something points behind our leader, sits in 6th place. So again, Andy Haitley gets the bye run. He moves on. We saw him get the victory in Orlando in just such a grand fashion. Everybody was so happy for him. We've seen Andy Haitley in Formula Drift for a while. So I believe this should be a all right, so then an update here on who's number 1 right now, and that might be Kemp or Rich Whiteman. So Rich Whiteman, this is a bye run, as Jack Davis could not make his competition timeout. So lay back and listen to the East Coast zone, Rich Whiteman. So there it is, Rich Whiteman getting the victory. And again, that's with Davis not making it to the line. We are officially more than halfway through, because again, we have just a few more battles. So 6 more battles to be exact, 6 more battles left in top 32. And here is how the top 32 bracket, or 16, is filling up. So yeah, there we see on that left-hand side, notably Thorne versus Brudski, 1 and 2. 1 point separates them. They'll meet in the 16. And what's crazy is we do have that break from 32 to 16. But Casey Cole, our number 1 qualifier, is going against Austin Mata. TLO, Tommy Lemaire going against Blake Olson from Las Vegas. We just saw Rich Whiteman with his bye run. He's going against Rudy Hansen. Already cool, calm, collected, Andy Haitley and Alex Jager in that NOS energy drink. Nissan Z's got Chris Forsberg working in his corner, giving him some advice. You know, if you have that 3-time champion and all those resources. But you know what? Guess what? It being a new track, not a lot of specs and info can be shared. What's going on, man? Wave to New York. How we doing, bro? My man's got a Xavier Wolf sweatshirt on. That Hollow Squad. What's cracking, dude? There you go. Xavier Wolf, just hung out with him last weekend. I know, homeboy. Dude, you should see the other guy. He's got a broken arm, but you should see the other guy. He took him out. He took him out. All right. Thanks for skipping work there, homeboy, or skipping school. I appreciate it. Is that Adam LZ sitting up there? He's got the LZ stash going. Derek Madison fan, and they got the Bud Light on a Friday. All right, Ben Hobson, Zach Farrar, the Shinchoku S chassis. Love that vehicle. Absolutely love Zach Farrar's vehicle.
So we have to check something out on track right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So what happened here, Ryan Lontaine? We're getting a heads up. Why don't you elaborate on it if you could?
Yeah, Rich Whiteman just went out and did his bye run, and at the end of his bye run, he's actually down at the end of the straightaway there beyond the finish line. His car seems to have stopped working, and he feels like potentially he laid some oil down on the track. So they're going to go fetch him, as you can see the flatbed heading out there to get him, and at the same time we're going to send some track staff out to check the track surface for any potential oil down on the track. And hopefully there isn't any oil on the track, because that would result in some lengthy cleanup, but we will have to do what we have to do. So as they're out there checking, hopefully they find nothing.
All right, well, when we come back, we'll continue with the action, see what's going down here at round 4, the final round of the Link Engine Management Pro-spec Championship. Link Engine Management the official engine management unit of Formula Drift here at Utah Motorsports campus. Thank you for the fans here in the building. You got go-karts going down over there if you're in the building, 35 bucks, go rip and grip. And also if you want to ride over in the West Paddock. We'll be right back here in just a little bit here from Utah Motorsports campus.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win, pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
GT Radio, experience ultra high performance.
You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I'll be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
For those who don't settle when others do, who will give everything but won't give up. For those who believe in unlimited while others limit themselves. For those who are set free by performance and believe innovation can take you anywhere.
The feeling of drifting a car sideways, it is the ultimate form of car control.
It's the calm before the storm, and it's about to go down. It's going to be a dogfight.
And clean start, here we go.
You take that breath and you kind of hold it for 1 split second. And then let's go, let's do this.
I think what the judges want is an all-out battle every single time.
Since I've been doing this for so long and I haven't won a championship, I've come close multiple times. You just got to do one event at a time, one day at a time, but do I want to? No.
Are you ready to send it?
That look on this face right there, that's game time. I'm going to try to take it all.
Look at that, Osbo. You can't count anybody out. Oh my goodness, holy banana cakes.
Oh my goodness, this will give you massive anxiety.
Jesus Christ, stack up my blood flowing.
It's time to turn it up. We need to stay within striking distance of this championship.
I've won the championship twice now, 2015 and 2021. Going back to back will put me in a very elite club. I think we can do it.
Look at that. Welcome back. The beautiful backdrop here. I gotta say, no offense to other courses, this is probably one of the most beautiful backdrops we have. I mean, taking consideration, all the rounds. Do love Atlanta, of course, near and dear to my heart. The city of Long Beach, you're on the water. I guess that looks nice, but just a great contrast, and love it. There's D-Mads, Derek Madison. He's coming up on the other side of the bracket. He's 28 points behind Thorne. D-Mads, Bogovic, they're wrapping out right now, and Bogovic is the final battle, but you can see Derek Madison looks like, you know, feeling calm, feeling we got that Fuel Lab vehicle. This guy's wrapping out here in the hot pit area. So all things considered, they seem like they're calm. All right, we could see that we are getting prepared, and did we find out, did Rich put any oil on the track, or
well, I'm not seeing a cleanup
yeah, I think we're good.
Oh, it's down beyond.
Yeah, so
right. He can put all the oil down he wants over there. They got
off track.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Dude.
Pour the whole thing out.
I mean, we're not, you know,
it's not good for the environment, but
yeah.
we'll get it cleaned up.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to slow the show down.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
just dumps it.
Whoa, relax.
Did you ever hear that story about with Dave Matthews and in Chicago? So have you ever been to Chicago and they got that, you know, that lake kind of going through, and then the bridge is metal grate?
Yes.
And then, did you hear that story where Dave Matthews, he dumped the waste on a boat, it passed through and went on boat underpass? Yeah, it's wild. All right, real quick before we go to this next battle, let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette?
Well, Derek Madison, you know, he got second at his hometown track at St. Louis. And any changes coming into Salt Lake?
Nothing major. The car's been running phenomenal, nonstop, good out of the car. We are super thankful for that. We're having some grip issues up front, so we actually put a set of rear wheels and tires on the front because they're a little bit bigger and a little bit grippier. So that seemed to be the ticket for us. A couple suspension changes, but the car's running really good, and we're running around the track really good, so I'm happy.
Perfect. Derek, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck today. Jared, Ryan?
All right, Derek Madison feeling the flow. We'll see, as he says, you know, where he lands, we will find out. And D-Mads will be going against Corey Talaska in that second to last battle. But right now, it is Ben Hobson and Zach Farrar. Ben Hobson will lead Zach Farrar qualifying 18th, you see. And again, that chase car can leave prior to that lead car, so maybe a little strategy here, but right now Ben Hobson looks like he pulls away strongly. Well done there by Hobson. That Coro Works S chassis now into that second. Oh boy, Zach Farrar leaves it hanging out there, maybe a little bit too long, taking a shallower line, which does set him up properly for that inside clip too, but fails to get out to that second outside zone. And Hobson, you saw him, he did enter about, you know, but he exited that last outside zone about halfway through, so that could hurt him, but he had a pretty strong showing by comparison to Zach out back. Let's take a look at it. What do we got, Ryan?
Yeah, so Zach Farrar looks, like you said, he jumped the light, but then he still fell back. It's hard to get that timing right. In the lead position there, Hobson doing a good job at initiation, misses inside clip one, misses outside zone one. Farrar goes deep in one, and that hurts him because he ends up slowing down in that area, not because he did anything wrong other than not follow Hobson, who was missing the zone. So Farrar looks like he was left behind at that point in time and was unable to gain proximity after that. So right here you see Hobson go wide on inside clip one, but miss outside zone one. Farrar was, I think, hoping that Hobson would get zone one, but didn't, and then ended up in it himself, all by himself. And that kind of put him behind at that point, and he's playing catch up from there on in. So that, you know, that's tricky when you're in the chase position, trying to mimic, trying to match what that lead driver's doing.
All right, so seeing that overhead view, Zach pulling on through. We are still in the top 32, brought to you by GT Radial. GT Radial, the official tire of the Pro-spec Championship. All the vehicles running those Link engine management, the spec engine management system, and the official engine management of Formula Drift. And we are gonna see the second run of this battle. Now Zach Farrar, again, the Shinjuku S chassis. Ben Hobson, that Coro Works S chassis as well. The 13 versus the 14. Excuse me, 14. Wait, oh, does Zach have a S13.4? I apologize. Saw the 14 headlights, but here we go. All right, Zach Farrar now throws it in, initiates into that clip. Let's see how he handles that. Inside clip one, into outside zone one. And that's where Zach kind of had that mistake. He hung it out just a little too far, absolutely exploding the fiberglass, that front bumper. This looks like what Dimitri Brutsky did earlier, but Ben Hobson, let's see how he handles this last outside zone. So Ben Hobson gets in it, oh boy, and that's gonna be all she wrote. All right, so Zach going way off course, unfortunately for him. That's gonna hurt him. So kind of insult to injury, kind of exploding some fiberglass, the bumper being dragged, and then overshoots it, loses that front bumper finally there after that finish line. But unofficially, Hobson will get the victory, but let's take a look at it again. Ryan?
Yeah, looking at the replay, Zach Farrar in the lead does the same thing, like you said, in the lead that he did in the chase. He went really wide on zone 1. So earlier, Hobson in the lead didn't go deep enough, but Farrar went too deep. And now in the lead, Farrar went too deep all by himself, getting all the way out to the outside zone marker. So that's pretty far out there. Now in the lead, you see Farrar go 4 wheels off. Hobson looked like he was going to go off early on in the zone, but manages to keep it on track. Ends up coming inside a little bit, but it doesn't really matter at that point because Farrar is 4 wheels off into the dirt in that area. So that's going to be an incomplete for Farrar in the lead. Hobson passes him there on throttle and stays out of the way. No collision happening, but you can see there that Ben Hobson moves on from all 3 judges.
Ben Hobson gets the victory. Ben Hobson gets the win. Zach Farrar knocks himself out, but the Core Works driver, look at that gentleman. He's ready, he's dialed in, but guess what? Hobson goes against Haitley in the top 16. So just 5 more battles left. Thanks for noticing me. Brand new taillight, barely used. New in box. Put it on eBay, baby. No, we're joking. All right, so up next, we got Licklider and Sorensen. Amanda Sorensen, her brother Brandon, competing in the Pro Championship. And here we go. Alex Licklider, Amanda Sorensen. You see the numbers there. Again, looking at the stats. Licklider from Maryland. Amanda coming to us from Las Vegas. I know they actually had a go at this track prior to the event, and there were quite a few drivers that said, hey, if we have the opportunity, we have some time, you know, Vegas to here, not too bad. Yep. So they made their way up here. Yeah, we got some footage of that to help us with preliminary setup of the track before we got here ourselves, which was pretty helpful, just seeing how the track flowed, what worked for inside clips or outside zones. We had them try a few different variations and ended up on this layout right here. Taking a look at Alex Jaeger, he is, how many points was it behind? I mean, he's sitting in 4th right now. He's 22 points behind is what I'm informed here. 22 points behind the lead, Alex Jaeger, who, again, he has a bye run. He's comfortable. Right now, you gotta do exactly what you need to do is nut and bolt the car. You know, make sure, you know, he'll either be going against Javi Martinez or Adam Kanapik. So Alex Jaeger. And Alex Jaeger, what's interesting too is out of the top 5 competitors and contenders right now, he's the only one that got points in qualifying because, again, we do have points in qualifying, 5 points, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, and Haitley actually did too, I apologize. Andy Haitley did grab some points, he qualified 2nd. So 4 points for Haitley and 3 points for Jaeger. There's the man, the pilot of the NOS energy drink, Nissan 370Z, rocking that Momo suit. Looking stoic, you know, not as kind of jovial as we saw Bogovic and Madison, but there it is. There's a little smile here. You know, that's a good question. Who do you think is going to move into the Pro Championship from ProSpec? Oh. Right? So for the 23 season, celebrating 20 years of FD next year, there's Alex, but you know, does he make the jump? Does he go up to Pro? Like, do you know any murmurs or have you heard any rumors?
No, I don't hear those things, Jared. Nobody tells me anything.
Oh, shut up.
It's true. Everybody hides everything from the judges.
That's true.
But it's something you can't really predict because if you look at results, you would think, oh, if I win the championship, I'll probably move up. But Brutsky's been here for 3 years now, so that's not an indicator at all. So it's really talking to the drivers and feeling them out and see what they have in mind, you know. And like I said, it's not even results based. Sometimes it's just feeling like I have the opportunity to do it. My sponsors want me to go. I'm going to go for it. Or, you know, I'm comfortable reigning supreme here in this series and winning it year over year. So, yeah, just depends.
It's priority. It's, you know, it's finding that space. And again, you know, just the Formula Drift is a platform. It's a championship. It's a series. It's the premier international drifting sanction body, right? So here's this platform. Here's this opportunity. You know, the access to entry. You could essentially be a pro driver in 3 years. You go, you know, you go Pro-Am, you go Pro-spec, you go Pro. I really don't know many motorsports, if any, that you have that advancement. Here we go, Amanda Sorensen out front of the United States Air Force. BMW, good aggressive initiation. Licklider in that chase position. In that non-stop tuning. BRZ 86, let's see what we got. Brings it around, nice job by Amanda. Now into that final outside. Oh, Licklider goes way off. Licklider, gravel machine. Oh, Amanda goes off. We're focused on Licklider, but Amanda overcooks it. A big opportunity for her, but how much? Licklider was definitely all for, right going, exiting that outside, inside clip 2. Here we go, Truth Serum. Drink it up.
Yeah, as we look at the replay here, you can see Licklider was getting nice and close to Amanda before initiation. Managed to get out of her way so she could do her initiation. His proximity's falling back right here, but she gets really tight on inside clip number 2. On this transition, though, you can see that Licklider got lost in the smoke, goes 4 wheels off, but then in the lead position, she definitely went 3 off there in the dirt. Man. So that'll be an incomplete for both drivers
both of them.
Independently. So you can see that all 3 tires from Amanda Sorensen were fully in the dirt. It was just her front left that was still on the asphalt. So that'll be an incomplete, both drivers.
Yeah, so again, that's, you know, there's no verdict here, but, you know, basically incomplete for both of them is what Lantain is saying. And there goes Amanda. You know, I mean, she just needed to keep it decent, and she would have gotten the victory, not the victory, but sorry, at least the advantage if that's the case.
So it looks like they both went 3 off. The thing is here, we've had 2 cars go off the course in the past, right? And it depends on who does it first. If Amanda had gone 4 wheels off or 3 wheels off first, the run would have been over, and Licklider would have been okay. No. But in this case, Licklider went 3 wheels off first,
and wasn't impeded by Amanda either.
Exactly, it wasn't affected by Amanda whatsoever, and then Amanda went 3 wheels off. So that's incomplete for Licklider. The lead then has to complete the course because they're not impeded by that lead. The lead car, and then the lead car went 3 wheels off, incompleting herself. So 2 independent incompletes. So they're both sitting on an incomplete right now. So this
lead versus lead, chase versus chase. This has huge repercussions.
Yeah, right here. So they both need to do well right now.
All right, Licklider out front, Amanda Sorensen in the chase position. So 82 miles per hour. So obviously not the fastest we've seen so far today, but this is where it gets interesting. Amanda, she knows she has the horsepower. Let's see how they handle it going out of that inside clip 2 into this final outside zone. Licklider taking a very shallow line. Amanda does keep it on the track, and both of them do in the entirety. Licklider taking, again, that shallow line towards that last outside zone. Licklider or Amanda Sorensen, who's moving on? Again, a lot of bearing on both drivers' runs in this case.
Yes, so Amanda, you can see there, she's staying close to Licklider. As they initiate, pretty good proximity. Licklider's good on inside clip 1, good on outside zone 1. He's in the box. Misses outside zone 2 slightly. Amanda's just slightly off of inside clip 2 compared to Licklider. Right there, Amanda drops a tire in the dirt. Licklider's off of outside zone 3 completely. And then Amanda follows him where she's supposed to go.
All right, let's see what happens. The verdict here. All right, so again, analyzing these runs, seeing what's going on here. And judge is still scrutinizing right now. Yeah. All right, so as we are seeing Licklider and Amanda.
I think we're all in.
Here we go, slide him left for Sorensen, right for Licklider. We got 1 vote, 2 votes, and a 1 more time. So Amanda Sorensen gets the victory, taking out Alex Licklider. And Ryan, I saw you kind of, Lantain, I saw you really kind of racking your brain at what's going on here. We got some Sorensen fans, but we'll think about your answer right now. Let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's with Alex Jaeger.
Alex Jaeger currently sitting 4th in the Pro-spec championship points, and you said this is a really interesting track to adapt to. So what have you learned out here?
It's been an interesting learning curve. This is the first proper motorsports campus racetrack we've had in at least the Pro-spec field. So we've been working on dialing in the wheel speed and the car setup, finding a proper balance as far as front grip to rear grip. We've been able to achieve so much rear grip with this proper track surface that it actually makes the front end of the car very difficult to drive. So we've been battling with that in practice, getting the car happy, but we qualified 3rd with the buy run going into top 16, so I'm super excited about that, you know. The car's doing great, honestly. He's going great.
Alex, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck, guys.
Yep, all right, here we go. So next up, we are seeing Nathan Chen and Trenton Kropp. All right, let's see who's coming out on top here. Sun's out, guns out. Mata grabbing his bumper. That's right, baby. Look at this, a man of so many talents. So many talents. I feel like we keep rolling and we're going to see something go down. All right, here we go. Nate Chen will lead. Trenton Kropp giving chase. Nate Chen, big initiation, really great job there. You know, Nate Chen has gained so much knowledge working with Kazuya Taguchi. Let's see if he can apply it here in Utah. Oh boy, and Nate Chen, he saw correction there as he went to that inside clip 2. Now into that final outside zone. Got that Y plate. JZX looking good. I know you love JZXs, right?
Yes, I do, Jared.
90s or 100s?
Doesn't matter. It's a great chassis.
Here we go.
Who knows what either one is anyway.
Let's take a look at Chen's run here, Ryan, because it started aggressive, but he had some mistakes there. See that bobble?
Yeah, he did hit inside clip number 1. He missed outside zone 2, and right there, big correction on angle as he came to inside clip number 2. That's going to have an effect on how we view his run overall. And the lead driver, we put a lot of emphasis on how much responsibility we're putting on those lead drivers. And this could be, that looked like an understeer situation there. We'll have to get Sean on our replay unit to give us a really good view of that. And we have enough cameras here to give us a view of that. It comes down to, did the car straighten completely? Was there movement in the wheel? It looks like he's understeering there. Didn't look good.
No.
Did not look good, Jared.
It's not a good sign for Nate Chen. I was kind of doting on him a little bit there as far as, you know, the amount of knowledge he's been getting from Kazuya Taguchi and working with his team. You know, he's actually spotting for him, so I think it's a good opportunity. But unfortunately, right when I said that is when he started to have some mistakes. So the old announcer's curse coming into play there for Nate Chen. But right now I'm seeing Trenton Kropp. Okay, I thought he was leaving the line, but no, it looks like he's swinging it back around there in the burnout box, and he'll pull back up to the start line. So Chen and then Kropp, you can see the Y plate, JZX. So Trenton will lead, and Nate Chen will give chase.
So Nate Chen did have some significant errors in the lead. He was up on the rumble strip, hit inside clip 1, missed outside zone 2, and it looks like he was understeering. So the wheels were turned in, approaching inside clip 2. So that's, you know, depending on which judge you talk to, I haven't talked to them, but I would say that's an incomplete for Nate Chen in the lead.
All right, here we go. So Trenton Kropp has a bit of advantage here, 94 miles per hour, but has some wavering now into that first inside clip. Going to the second outside zone, well done. Nate Chen, I think he's got to apply some pressure. He has another correction there, so having some difficulty going outside zone 1 and 2, but Kropp SV Performance, wide play JZX, Nate Chen getting aggressive, but it does not pay off. Chen wavering, diving, aggressive, good proximity, but as the bumper blows off that JZX, Trenton Croft exploding that back bumper. Again, loved what Nate was doing aggressive-wise, but the car just seems real squirrely down there, man, allegedly.
Yeah, we're dealing with a lot of grip, of course, like we've been talking about over the last couple of days. The level of grip these guys have dialed into their cars to get the speed and get the momentum to carry through this kind of long course, you know, between clips and zones. So in the lead position there, you can see Croft doing a good job in the zones. Left outside zone 2 just ever so slightly earlier than we'd like to see, but doing a good job hitting his marks throughout the course. You can see in the chase position, Chen, like you said, moving around, making compromises there on line to try to maintain that proximity. But overall, looking at the errors that were made, I think Croft was much more settled, putting his car in the right place. And while Croft was in the chase position, dealing with some errors on Nate Chen's part that could have thrown him off. But it's going to come down to what the other two gentlemen have to say. It's not just my say, Jared.
All right, slide him left for Chen or right for Trenton Croft. The White Plate Imports, JZX gets the win. Congratulations to Trenton. Unfortunately, Nate Chen, his weekend is done and his season is done. So Trenton Croft gets the win. He's going to be going against Amanda Sorensen in the top 16.
So that's our first real upset of the event so far, Jared. Everybody else, the higher qualifier, has moved on. In this sense, in this battle right here that just happened, Croft was qualified 23rd, Chen was qualified 10th.
Yeah,
so this is our first upset.
Good point, thank you. Javi Martinez from Tucson, Arizona versus Adam Kanapik. Adam Kanapik just kind of has some peaks and some valleys, been having some issues with his vehicle. Javi Martinez. And there's Brutsky still suited and booted. Dimitri, we see you, buddy. There he is again, back-to-back champ, going for his 3rd championship. He's going against Robert Thorne, notably just 1 point behind our current points leader. I mean, basically it's practically a tie, essentially. So it's going to come down to this top 16 battle. We'll see. Never settle. Yeah, and Bogovic, I mean, he's 6 points behind. So big repercussions, but Bogovic has yet to go. So that's the big kind of elephant in the room here, the Pedal Commander S chassis. And there's the points, man. Look at how much separates. You know, first to all the way even 6, 31 points, and Haley's in it. You know, Haley is just outside of this top 5, and he is just, you know, 30 points behind. So many variables. I know Ryan Sage, president of Formula Drift, is up here doing the math as far as the points and the allocation and scenarios. And there are, all the drivers are still in it except for that of Bogovic and Derek Madison, who are last and second to last battles here in the 32. Javi Martinez and Adam Kanapik come out of that start chicane. Here goes Javi Martinez, 85 miles per hour. Kanapik, a little squirrely in that chase position. Both of them sliding past that first inside clip into that second outside zone. Kanapik on the attack. But with that attack, he overshoots that second inside clip, and he's bathing in the smoke. Bath and Body Works bath bomb, but it is smoke bomb. So Javi Martinez finishes it out, and Adam Kanapik in that donut, hashtag we make clothes. So Javi waits as Kanapik comes around. So another scenario kind of similar to Chen, where Kanapik you know, didn't exactly put the car in the right place in the chase.
I'm really curious what happened here at initiation. It looked like they both had some issues getting, once they got the car to angle. Yeah, you can see it because he's straight there in the lead position. It looks like Martinez got into a pretty scary situation there in terms of not keeping the car at angle, because we know what happens when you straighten up.
Right.
And incomplete is very scary. So we'll have to look at that fairly closely to see if he did in fact go straight there, because that will set the tone for this whole battle, especially this run of the battle. He, coming by that inside clip, definitely had a big issue. I'm gonna have to go look at our big screen over here to get a better resolution on this.
All right. So we are going back to the start line. It should be, again, finishing out second half of this battle. How we doing, sweetheart? Thanks for joining us. Savage Garage T. What do we got there? Def Leppard. Okay, big Def Leppard fan. Didn't know. That's awesome. How's that burger going, bro? Little chicken Sammy, or what are we dealing with there? Yeah, holding it down for your town. Nice. All right, well, while you're sitting there eating, I got a question for you, and so does the United States Air Force. The United States Air Force Aim High Trivia. The question is, here we go. Now you can find the question in the description. Which airman does Mustache March honor? Is it A, Bob Ross, B, Clark Gable, C, Chuck Norris, or D, Robin Olds? So again, you can find the question in the description of our live stream. Which airman does the Mustache March honor? Bob Ross, Clark Gable, Chuck Norris, or Robin Olds? What do you guys think? A, B, C, or D? Which one are you thinking? A, B, C, or D? You don't know? Shrug your shoulders and just keep eating? Just 40s and shorties? I get it. No, it's what homeboy down there at the right. Bass Pro Shop's dialed in right now. Yep, there we go. Yep, there you go. Chucking a deuce right there. Anybody any answers out there? A, B, C, or D? Throw me the hand signals. A, B, C, or D? Going 2, we're going B. We're going hearts. Okay, that's not an option, but okay. It's a weird one. Yeah, but you just love the Air Force. I get it. United States Air Force, thank you for their support of not only our series, but also of what I think is the best country in the world. My man's just snapping some pics of himself. Hashtag FDSLC, let everybody know. That shirt's the illest right there. It literally says it on there. It says illest. All right. Yep, okay, blowing kisses. And then you shoot me with a gun. That's not cool. Okay, finger guns. Here we go. We are going to switch up the order. Adam Kanapik and safety crew. All right, Kanapik and Javi Martinez. I'm thirsty. All right, Ryan, quit being Canadian. Quit being so Canadian. You're married to an American now.
Keep up the hard work, everyone.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's doing a great job.
Heavy lifting here. All right, Adam Kanapik out front. Let's see if he can keep it tidy as he's got the clean air. Javi Martinez. You see that front hood there. Now coming to that inside clip. Overshoots that inside clip. Oh, and then that's not where you want to be. Javi Martinez always looking fresh with the good-looking kicks. But right now, he kicks it just a little too hard. Javi Martinez, that last outside zone, but Adam Kanapik doesn't get out to the outside zone, but Javi Martinez just got disrupted. Oh, let's take a look at it again. Javi comes in hot. And here we go, Ryan, walk us through it.
Adam Kanapik does a much better job at inside clip 1 than Martinez did on his lead run. So you can see there, Kanapik gets in that box really quickly with the front left. In the chase position, Martinez goes off at outside zone 1, and that ruins his momentum and his transition. He ends up way inside on outside zone 2, but manages to stay in decent proximity there. He's still there, but some major mistakes from him in the chase position.
All right, taking a look at the United States Air Force instant replay. You can see Kanapik. Javi gets in the rumble strip. It throws him off. He still surprisingly holds not the line, but he does hold angles. So that was good, but he was off it. But let's focus on Kanapik here. Let's see how he handles that outside zone.
He's not all the way in the zone, but he's near the line. You can see the lines there. Gets closer as he gets to the finish line. But I think it's going to come down to the mistakes that Martinez made in the chase there, which really unprovoked because Kanapik was doing a good job in the lead, putting his car where he was supposed to, maintaining momentum. So it's going to come down to those unprovoked mistakes by Martinez in the chase position.
All right, so Adam Kanapik, quote, "We make clothes," brought to you by Donut Media. Love that. So Adam works closely with the Donut homies, James Pumphrey and the gang. Shout out to Donut. Here we go. Javi Martinez, Adam Kanapik. What do we got? And unfortunately, Javi Martinez from Tucson, Arizona is knocked out. So Kanapik will advance on, but Javi Martinez still looking fresh with the kicks, but unfortunately is kicked out.
Our second upset.
Yep. All right. So my man with got the KB hat, got the Ken Block, and the LZ shirt. Yeah, I'm talking to you. What's so important? What are you looking at your phone for? You're at Formula Drift, bro. What are you doing? You better be doing your schoolwork, because I know you been doing some work or something. This is how it's shaping up. Only 2 more battles left, and they are important battles. Derek Madison and Bogovic, those 2 top 5 competitors. Again, only 6 points separate first and Evan Bogovic, and then Derek Madison. He is back there again, under 30 points behind our leader. So this has huge implications in our GT Radio Top 32. Well, they're going against different competitors. They could meet in top 16, but Corey Talaska's going to try to put a stop to that. Campbell Sport, Wisconsin versus St. Louis, Missouri zone. So Midwest battle here. D-Mads, Derek Madison. You can see the numbers, you see the stats. And again, hung out with Derek Madison last weekend in Colorado at Grid Life. It was a good time, Alpine Horizon Festival. He took his pro car out there, so had some turns and burns in it, so that could be an advantage here, higher elevation. But here comes Corey Talaska. He leads, initiates this first clip. A lot of handbrake there from Talaska. Madison, a little more flowy, but we need to fill those outside zones. Talaska, oh, look at Madison on the attack. D-Mads going mad. Now into that final outside zone. What has Talaska got? Derek Madison, that Fuel Lab S chassis Talaska. Very similar line to what we saw with Kanapik. Kind of just riding the outside. Need them deeper. Need to drop that GT radial tire within the whole outside zone.
Right. Synchronized turnaround there too. That was really nice. Did you see the
Totes-adorbs.
mimic?
Totes-adorbs.
That's good.
Synchronization is key.
All right, at initiation, it looked like Talaska had a lot of movement in the car. Look at how much movement there. It's not a smooth rotation angle. He kind of stops and then keeps rotating and stops. He does it 3 or 4 times through there, so definitely an issue on the initiation from him on the smoothness. Madison, for his part, will have to do a better job on his lead. And I'd like to see, again, I think Madison in the chase, what he did was made a compromise on line from outside zone 2 to inside clip 2 to gain that proximity. It worked out for him, and like we tell them in the briefing, if you're going to make a compromise, make sure it's short, make sure it's quick, get it over with, and then get back online. And that's exactly what Madison did. Now, Hobson in his chase run, he needs to maintain the same amount of proximity without making the compromises that Madison did, and that'll give him an advantage chase to chase. In the lead position, Madison, I want to see a cleaner initiation from him, a nice rotation to angle without the stepped initiation that Talaska did. Yeah. And then, run all the zones. Get deep in the zones, close on the clips, put down the best run he can. He does have an advantage in outside zone 3. Yeah. Madison, if he goes deeper in 3, that'll be a huge advantage as well.
All right, making it real clear there, and I think that's where the spotter comes in, into hand and says, hey, it comes into advantage where if your spotter's saying the right things, hey man, just keep it clean, fill the zones, don't do anything crazy, but be fluid. Here we go, Derek Madison, Fuel Lab, S chassis, Talaska, back there a little bit. Again, 28 points separate Madison from the lead. And Madison, you talked about that fluidity and did not step, so he did exactly what you requested. Up to the other judges, Talaska knocking over that second inside clip. Now into that final outside zone. Oh, and a big correction there by Talaska. Madison rips through, and that is less than ideal for Talaska. Hopefully, didn't spray oil or anything like that, but just shut her down into that last outside zone. So. That's going to be all D-Mads.
Yeah,
good for him.
That'll be an incomplete for Talaska through outside zone 3 as he straightened up and just discontinued his drift. So I don't know if it was a mechanical issue or something else, but definitely an incomplete from him.
All right, there we go. Slide him left for Talaska or right for D-Mads. Derek Madison gets the win. One more battle left in our GT Radial Top 32. GT Radial, the official tire of the Pro-spec Championship. Evan Bogovic, who is back just 6 points. Just 6 points back And coming to this round, 6 serious contenders in the championship. So that's how it's shaping up. And look at that, Derek Madison and Bogovic could go against each other, and again, sitting third. But notably, remember, the championship is up for grabs, a brand new venue for us. So we do have a halftime break between 32 and 16. So you got to think what's going through the drivers' heads. Notably, Thorne and Brudski, 1 and 2 in the championship, separated by 1 point. You know, they're practically right there. Bogovic, who's sitting in third, 6 points. I mean, it's practically a tie. You know, who's going to advance, who's going to move on. D-Mads, he's up in the mix. This is a must-win for Bogovic. Must-win for Bogovic. He's going against Carlos Arrieta, the Insinuates Motorsports vehicle. So Carlos in that SC going against Bogovic, the pedal commander, S chassis. No pressure, none at all. Evan's wife is spotter. She's in his ear saying, hey, get this dialed. Let's see what you got. NBD as Derek Madison rolls on his scales. Seen some battling this year, but he's had a great time there. Derek Madison, again, now working for Fuel Lab, the company that's on his door. He had a great St. Louis round, his hometown backyard. He slept in his own bed, woke up, got second in St. Louis. That was awesome. So really great for him and happy for him and Derek Madison, all the things that are coming his way. Here we go, Bogovic from Roseville, California against Carlos Arrieta from Alexandria, Virginia. All right, let's see what you got, Los, going against Evan Bogovic. Final battle 32. Remember, we are back here for 16. We have a short break, and we are back because we got autograph signings. Remember, you can get a drift ride along here in the West Paddock, or go rip some karts around, or meet your favorite drivers. Here we go, Evan Bogovic, Carlos Arrieta. Battle of the GT Radio Top 32, Carlos Arrieta, SC. Failure to launch a little bit as Bogovic swings wide, gets into the rumble strips. Bogovic overcooks it, a must win for him, and Carlos shuts it down. He had less than ideal initiation, but Bogovic spins around, rotates, and that is a huge blow to the system because Carlos doesn't have to continue. He has an advantage right now. Bogovic going through his mind, now he needs Carlos to make a mistake up front because, again, he has that major, major advantage.
Yeah,
what
an
a bummer
incomplete
for
like that
Bogovic.
so early on in the run, there's really no hope for Bogovic now other than Arrieta making a similar mistake on his lead run.
All right, so quickly, I'm going to throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's with D-Mads.
Well, Derek Madison said that he loves this track, and there were a few mistakes that you made out there. So how do you clean that up moving forward?
Well, you know, it was mostly just me mistakes. I gave Corey a little bit too much room on initiation, and which kind of set me back a little bit. I was able to reel him in throughout the track, but pretty much just enter door to door, so I don't have to play a game of catch up the whole time, and just clean up my lead run a little bit, and we should have no problem moving forward.
So we are looking at Evan Bogovic's run, and unfortunately it wasn't a great one for him. Looking forward to the championship, what's on your mind?
You know, it's just we want to just keep doing what we're doing. Evan's a great competitor. He's a good friend of mine over the years now, and I hope to see him do well, and as well as, you know, Yeager, we might run into him later down the road, and Hobson or Haley. But really, we're just going to keep doing our thing and just keep our eyes on the prize, you know.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Derek. Guys?
All right, here we go. So Carlos Arrieta will now lead. Bogovic will give chase. All right, let's take a look at this here. Let's take a look. Here's the second run of this battle. Again, Arrieta out front, nonstop tuning. That SC chassis getting 69, 70, 80, getting up to near 90 miles per hour. Bogovic initiates. Now you got it again. Bogovic. Let's see this second outside zone taking that shallow line. Oh no, Bogovic goes too off, way into the gravel. Oh, and straightens her out. That is an incomplete. So if Carlos Arrieta completes this run, and that's a correction, that's an incomplete. Those are two independents. All right, so Ryan.
So that was a mechanical issue, potentially, with Arrieta's car just before the finish line. So in the chase position, you can see that Bogovic incompleted on his own. Let's watch the replay. Arrieta in the lead, Bogovic in the chase here. Decent initiation from both. Bogovic a little bit inside on the initiation, but mimicking the line until about right here. Bogovic then goes off, drops 2 tires in the dirt, over-rotates, corrects it, but it also looks like, did Arrieta straighten right there as well?
Well, it definitely straightens there, and that is before the finish line.
Yeah, definitely didn't finish, but there may have been just before inside clip 2, he may have, or Arrieta, sorry.
No, but Bogovic made that mistake.
Right there.
Yeah, but Bogovic was independent.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
he wasn't thrown off. So this was So this is like a Lick Light or Amanda Sorensen deal, right? So why I say that is the chase car made the mistake independently before the lead car did, right? And what's going to be interesting is I would like to see the first run again with Bogovic out front, Carlos in that chase position, because that might have been the case for Carlos making a mistake out of the gate. And I know you're analyzing that.
It's basically 4 incompletes.
But again,
right?
Did you elaborate on that? You were we were looking at. So here's Carlos. He's shut down. He broke. So again, back it up. Bogovic leading, Carlos Arrieta chasing. On initiation, we obviously saw Bogovic made a mistake, but the big one, watch this.
Yeah,
Walk
so
us through it.
The chase position, watch Arrieta here. He gets to angle, and then he straightens. So we didn't catch it on that replay. We'd have to get an independent camera, because that replay that we just watched on here misses it. But on the independent system that we have, we can see that
right here.
Right here. So Arrieta's going to initiate. His car's going to get to angle, and then it's going to straighten.
Oh,
again.
wow. So what you and the judges said, hey, take a look at that. Carlos independently made a mistake in the chase, and then Bogovic made his mistake.
Yeah.
Here we go, Bogovic or Arrieta. Guess what? It's going one more time.
Yeah.
And that was again because that chase car made the mistake. The big question now is, Carlos is being towed back. So not only does he have a battle to do, he has potentially a car to fix, or he does have a car to fix. Yeah. What's will he even be able to pull up to the line? Bogovic, his car's running, not the prettiest out there, obviously, but he might just get it by pulling to the line. And Bogovic, Arrieta, the work begins now for him.
Yeah, that's the important thing right now for Arrieta. Can he get his car fixed? He'll have 5 minutes to work on the car, and if he can fix it in that 5 minutes, we're going to have a one more time battle. If he can't fix it in that 5 minutes, it'll be Bogovic doing a buy run. So, on first view of that first run, you thought, oh, Bogovic incompleted by himself, and Arrieta made no mistakes in the chase. But upon reviewing it, it sort of changes your view of what's happening. It's you never give up, because you never know what errors or what is going to arise before the finish line.
Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down.
Well, your car might let you down.
Never going to turn around. And
I'm
never going to turn around. I'm not going to desert you. You know what I mean? You always. I'm never going to say goodbye.
Thank you, Jared.
Never going to tell a lie. All right, well, when we come back, we will be seeing our final battle. That was to be our final battle, but we only have this battle. So we have 15 drivers already in the top 16, and we have the one more time. Derek Madison, he's in it. He's in it to win it. He's in a contention for the championship, but how far is he going to go? We'll find out. The boy from St. Louis. Let's find out more about D-Mads.
What's up, guys? I'm Formula Drift Pro-spec driver Derek Madison, and this is my Fuel Lab Fuel Systems S14.9. I've been in the Pro-spec series for 4 years now. This is my 4th year. We're going to take you for a walk around my car here. So under the engine bay, we've got a Chevrolet LS3. It's fully forged, Eagle rotating assembly, comp cam's cam, as well as all of their head package as well. It's got a LSA supercharger. It's overspun a lot. Fuel injector clinic injectors, 1200cc injectors on just pump gas E85. It made 636 on a Mustang dyno, but the car is very fast. We have Silver's North America two-way coilovers on it all the way around. They're fantastic. The car drives like a factory car and performs amazing on track. There's literally not a complaint in the world. In the interior, we have none other than the best looking seats in the market, made by Status. Status makes some awesome seats, gold stitching, diamond stitch, just like Lamborghini. I mean, these things feel as good as they look. I mean, they are awesome. G-Force GSR transmission, ISR suspension handbrake, Link ECU, everything performs fantastic. The grip roll steering wheel, it's custom for us, looks awesome as well. Moving to the back, we've got a 2F Performance LFCs as well as 2F Performance entire kit. It is super durable. We tossed this back bumper off 4 times this weekend and she's still mint. I just built the firewall in the car this last week just so we could move the icebox to the supercharger back here, make it more accessible for the crew. Nothing real extravagant back here. A lot of the pro guys have a winner's quick change, whereas we're just a stock 350Z diff, stock 350Z axle, just to keep it budget friendly. But the car performs really well as it is, and it's super reliable with that, so we have no reason to move on anywhere else so far. So Frank over at Tire Stacks hooked us up with some really good GT radials. You heat these things up, and they are so sticky, and they are so fast. M-Spec Performance and Divulge Motorsports hooked us up with the tune on this car, and this thing is dialed, and it is so fast and drives so good, everything. So that's it for this car. If you want to follow along for the rest of the season, you can follow me on Instagram and check me out on the Throttle app.
Well, we just saw Evan Bogovic on the track, and unfortunately in your lead run, it didn't look as smooth as what we have become accustomed to seeing you drive, and you said something about the car felt unnatural. So what happened out there?
Correct. When I went in, I was running the run that I was running all throughout practice today, and when I came in, the car felt unnatural and just like slipped out from underneath me. And when I came back after our second run, I noticed a bunch of marbles on the track. I'm not saying that that is what happened, because it could have came on track when I went off, but it could have been a mixture of both, because again, the car did feel unnatural, not anywhere near what it had been feeling all day. So it also could have just been me. I'm not sure. Could have been jitters, could have been anything. But luckily, I mean, he may have felt it too, because he had a mixture of issues on his run too, so who knows? You know, I'm just glad we are able to run it back, and I have a second chance at this.
Yeah, and with that one more time coming up, Arrieta was towed into the pits, but once you get to that start line, how do you get this battle under control?
Just got to regain composure and run the run that I was running all throughout practice today.
Okay. Evan, thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
All right, we're back here waiting for the result of this competition timeout. Arrieta had a mechanical issue. We haven't heard exactly what that mechanical issue is. We're hoping that his car has already been dropped over at his hot pit area and that they've started working on it. As soon as we get some information, we'll let you know about what's going on with his car and whether or not he can make it back to the start line to run this one more time battle. So there we go. We have a little drone shot of his hot pit area. Oh, he broke the throttle cable on that SC300, SC whatever it was.
Yeah, Ryan, I can tell you a little bit about what's going on here. Basically, as they towed the car back, they knew there was going to be a competition timeout called because the car was broken, the throttle cable, et cetera, et cetera. He's going to get the natural window of getting back to the one more time. And then strategically, he will probably call the competition timeout at that point. That's why we're kind of sitting and waiting here. They've already got hands on the car, and as soon as that clock starts, that will be the official start of his competition timeout. So we made it all the way through competition to only have a moment here where we get one of these situations where somebody is able to use that natural break of a one more time and then the competition time out on top of that for a 5-minute allotment.
All right, we got Kevin there, his eyes on the situation. Lorette as well. If we don't have the information about what's going on over there, there's a serious problem. Look at all those people. Kevin's giving us some updates. The actual title competition.
How much time do we have before we're starting the 5?
I'm right here.
What? What? I asked a question and I got thank you as an answer.
I think you guys walk.
Ah. How much
Hey,
time
Kev.
before we're starting the 5?
Can you tell us why the clock hasn't started yet?
Oh, because it's a one more time, there's a natural 5 between, because normally you get 2 battles before you're up. So we basically give them 7 minutes, and then race control will tell me when to start the 5.
Okay, and where are we right now in the 7 minutes?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Got it. Okay.
So,
So Kevin is radioing to the tower, and he's trying to figure out what that natural break is. Again, that 7 minutes, and then we will get the clock running with the 5 minutes. Guys?
All right, thank you so much, Lorette. And we are going to see what transpires here for Carlos Arrieta. Just get some insight, so stay on him and see what goes down. So as you can see, the team thrashing, working on it again. So it looks like the 5-minute clock.
where would you prefer?
Okay, so the comp timeout is being called now. They're in the natural. Okay, yeah, so, all right, so the competition timeout, that clock right there, that will inform the team when that 5 minute is allowed. The NGK competition timeout will need to be utilized, and there is the 5-minute clock, and it'll start here in just moments, meaning right about now. There we go. So the 5-minute clock is ticking down for Carlos Arrieta. The NGK competition timeout is called. So it's a great opportunity to let you know more about NGK and why they are involved, because NGK, well, let's talk about high ignitability. What is that? Well, high ignitability is the ability of a spark plug to maximize combustion efficiency, just like they're efficiently trying to fix the car for the most complete fuel burn, and NGK is leading the way. Modern engines demand simultaneous precision and durability to achieve uncompromised performance. Special tips, precious metals, and NGK know-how converge to create a high ignitability plug to deliver a quicker throttle response, smoother idle, and better cold starts. So, if you don't want to be left at the starting line or out in the cold, choose NGK high ignitability spark plugs. They're lit. All right, so yeah, what are we looking at here? What's going on?
That does not look like a throttle cable, Jared. It looks like a diff going in that car, but let's see what Lorette has to say.
Lorette, down to you.
Yeah, that's it exactly, guys. So there was a throttle cable that was snapped. The guys are in the back. They are replacing the rear differential. I'm standing with Matt Bystrack. How long will this take?
Luckily, they had a little bit of time before they had to call their 5. I came over here because I have a 2JZ. We share a lot of similar parts. I just want to make sure they're okay. They got the diff going back in. I think they probably got at least 4 minutes left. Diffs are, they take a little time doing all the axle bolts and stuff, but they got a lot of guys under there, so I think they'll get it going.
All right. So the team right now, we have 4 guys, including Carlos Arrieta, under the car. The clock right now is at 3:13. Again, a lot of work going on underneath the car with this rear differential. And Carlos right in the mix with everything, with all the repairs.
Right. You can see the team thrashing on it, and the clock is ticking down. Carlos, suited and booted, but this is an opportunity for him to, all hands on deck. And Lorette's got some great insight. This just shows you that, you see one car, you see the driver, but this is the team coming together, firing on all cylinders, metaphorically and sometimes literally. All right, and we could see Carlos trying to get that SC together. like you said, the diff and what's going down. Putting back in that bar. All right, so will he make it? The car needs to be on the ground, roaring, and able to move under its own power to get back to the start line. Where are we at clockwise right now? The eye in the sky. Remember, right now, Bogovic, again, what went wrong for him? You know, we're focused on Carlos Arrieta because he broke, but admittedly, he's in contention for the champion. He's 6 points. He's in third and just had two failed runs. Let's just call it what it is. What happened?
I don't know. During the break, I was talking to the guys up here, and we were trying to figure out. He just got on the rumble strip and over-rotated the car, but I'm not really sure. Other people have driven on the rumble strip just fine today, so I'm not 100% sure what occurred there. And then on the second run, when he was chasing, it's not an area where you think you'd go off there. You know,
right.
He was off of outside zone 2, so it put him on a tighter line, but you wouldn't expect him to go straight off like that. So the clock is counting down now.
14. We got 1 minute. The car, I mean, I saw throwing the wheels on. That's a good thing. So kind of multiple things going on right now. But we are just now at 1 minute. 1 minute, 60 seconds to go as we take a look at their first battle here.
Yeah, so this is Bogovic's chase run. Watch, he misses outside zone 2 and then ends up going straight off right here. 2 tires into the dirt. Catches the car from over-rotating, which causes him to straighten. Unfortunately, that causes that incomplete. And then Arrieta at that point, potentially the throttle or the throttle cable or the diff caused that issue
30 seconds.
the finish line.
30 seconds for Carlos and the team. Carlos needs to jump in the car, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Carlos needs to jump in the car and be ready. Now's the point of no return.
So the rule is the car has to be 4 wheels on the ground at
10 seconds.
Before this 10 seconds is up.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. We need to strap it in. That's 6, 5, 4. And Bogovic needs to pull to the line. He needs to complete 1 run, and he will advance on. And unfortunately, there it is. That's expired. The clock has expired. Sorry, boys.
It was close.
It was very, very close. Round of applause for Carlos Arrieta and his team. The Insane Ways Motorsports vehicle. You could see Alex Jager over there. And, you know, having some words. You know, unfortunately, just Bystrack, you know, trying to help out. And Jager, and you could see. So, unfortunately, there, it looks like Carlos Arrieta will have to retire. Evan Bogovic kind of counting his blessings there after, like we said, you know, lackluster performance by him in those 2 runs. But now he gets a little bit of time in order to work on his vehicle, but he still does need to complete 1 by run.
Yeah. If you look at his performance here in top 32, that type of driving is not going to take him very far.
No way. And he's going against Derek Madison.
Derek Madison in top 16.
Yep.
So something has to change there, whether it's a vehicle setup issue, a headspace issue maybe, stress, or I don't know what could be the issue, but whatever it is, it needs to be worked on in this break that we have coming up. We do have I think it's a pretty decent break.
Yeah, sizable break.
Yeah, so they have time to look at whatever the issue is. We'll see how he does here. He's on the line right now, and he's just left the line for his bye run. So let's see if he can get through the course as a single car on the track without the pressure of competition.
He's running, and we have seen, you know, cars kind of like spin, but the car's running, it's going. We need somebody to advance, but this is essentially a bye run here. Evan Bogovic, again, that supercharged LS under the hood of the S chassis. Looking a lot more confident. Maybe nerves got him, maybe the car's set up. Sounded a lot more healthy. I mean, it's just, you know, that sounded mean. That sounded really mean there. So Bogovic, our final competitor here in the top 16, or in the 32 going into 16. He'll be going against Derek Madison. We talk about that. So again, our top 5, top 6 drivers are still in it. So mathematically, things start to coagulate here. And again, sizable amount of time from now till live stream when we're back 4 o'clock local time. And there is the bracket. Look at this, number 1 qualifier, Casey Cole. And I understand that his trans broke. So it was actually a blessing that M-Spec vehicle had the bye run. Otherwise, he maybe not be in top 16. So going against Austin Mata, notably Thorn versus Brutski, a rookie. Currently leading the points, Brutski 1 point behind. TLO versus Blake Olson, Rich Whiteman versus Rudy Hansen, Andy Haley get that number 2 qualifying position going against Hobson. Amanda Sorensen, we got a female in competition going against Trenton Krupp. Alex Jager and Adam Knapik. Jager, he's in contention of the championship as well. Can he do it? And then finally, D. Madsen, Bogovic, Derek Madison, Evan Bogovic. All right, we'll see you at 4 o'clock local time, just before 2. So you got a couple hours to get an autograph, go ride a drift car, do something. If you're at home, if you're at work, join us back here, 4 p.m. local time for the final top 16 of the season. Ryan Lantain, anything you want to say, bud?
No, not really, Jared. I'm just
See you at
looking
4.
forward to 4 o'clock.
See you at 4. Let's send it back here, Utah Motorsports Campus, the final round of Link Engine Management Pro-spec Championship.